Sorry, Siri.
Doing roll call?
Roll call, please.
Okay. Mayor Ah,
Here.
Commissioner Lyon,
Here.
Commissioner/Chair Tenza,
Here.
and Commissioner O'Shea Heidinger.
Here.
Awesome.
Okay, we have a quorum. We can at least start the meeting. We will have, Mayor Ah will be recusing himself from this particular project, but we do have another commissioner on the way, so we're gonna get through the nonsensical stuff, not technically, but, okay, if we'd all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag
So you out? Yeah. I know.
No, but you could stay here for the appointment of another commissioner at the end. Okay, we have a quorum. Hey, how's that, huh? Okay, so next is general public inputs, limited to 10 minutes, 3 minutes per speaker. If you have anything that is not on tonight's agenda, this is your time to talk. See, I do this really quick. Seeing none, okay, we'll move on. Do any of the planning commissioners have a conflict of interest with regard to whatever's on the agenda tonight?
Yes.
Okay, so you will recuse yourself from the actual vote and conversation on this one.
I don't have an agenda in front of me,
Oh,
so I can't tell you which, I don't have my glasses in front of me.
I can't help you with your glasses.
I know.
Here's yours. Okay, he's got an extra copy. So Mayor Ah has recused himself from the thing. We have an agenda tonight. Do we have a motion to approve the agenda?
I motion to approve the agenda.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Commissioner Lyon,
Yes.
Commissioner Tenza,
Yes.
Commissioner Nyberg,
Yes.
and Commissioner O'Shea Heidinger.
Yes.
And you could vote on the minutes on the agenda.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so at that point, we're going to go ahead and we're going to work on a public hearing. The item tonight is the Hope Christian Academy use by review. Perhaps we could start with staff explaining as to what the difference is between use by review and approval of a project, just to set the baseline.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
No, I'm not sure. So a use by review permit, there's two types of uses basically two types of uses in any zone in Bayfield. Either a permitted use, is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Or a use by review. A permitted use is a use that's listed in the zone and it says, go ahead, it's approved to build. So an example of that would be in a Dove Ranch subdivision, all those lots are approved, they're permitted for one single family dwelling. So you can just come in, get your building permit and go if you're a permitted use. If you're a use by review, the intent of a use by review, some communities will call it a conditional use permit, is that it's a use that needs extra review and probably additional conditions put on it to ensure that it's compatible and works well in that zone.
Good.
Good enough?
You know your stuff. Okay, so, I guess what we start with is staff talking to us first.
Yes. Ready? Okay, are you ready?
Yep.
For the record, I'm Nancy Dostal. I'm a contract planner for the town. Maybe a little introduction. Derek Slocum is here. He is hired as the town planner, and he'll be doing this probably mostly from now on, although I'll see you next week. And a couple apologies that it's difficult with two members missing on our planning commission. to get a quorum, but we want to ensure that the meeting is fully legally done, and we needed the 4 members to do that. In addition, this project has been held up for quite some time. It was probably submitted and ready to go approximately in March. As you know, there's been significant turnover in the planning position here in Bayfield, and this project suffered from that. It went through a few different planners who had different issues with it. Once I got here and reviewed it, I wanted to make sure it does appear ready to go forward. That doesn't mean it would be approved, but should it be that it was time to bring it to the public vote here. For a use by review under Bayfield's code, the planning commission is the approval body. So if it's approved here tonight, it could stop and be ready to go for building permits, assuming conditions are met. If it's denied here, it could stop. There is the ability to call this one up, to appeal it. So should it get denied here tonight, the applicants could appeal it, and the final decision would be the Board of Trustees at a meeting we haven't set up yet. If it gets approved and there's an aggrieved neighbor or person of interest, there's no limits on who that might be, it could also be appealed up to the Board of Trustees. So either way, it's possible that this won't be the final vote here, even though the vote would be either to approve or deny tonight. Just so everyone knows, and we're setting this up, that appeal needs to come in within 10 days of tonight, and then it needs to be heard within 30 days by the board of that appeal being received. We may have a little bit of an issue with that if someone's fast to pull the trigger, because there's no town board meeting again until January 6th. But save your calendars just in case. That was long-winded before we've even started, but I wanted to get all that on the record, and I want you all to understand what could happen tonight and the ramifications of that. In addition, due to the holdup and the fact that this was submitted, I believe it could be as much as a year ago, some of the agency comments are somewhat dated, but nothing changed with the project since some of those were made. So we wanted to make sure the Planning Commission and all the public sees all those comments. So I'll talk through those a little bit. We'll go to the next. So we're here tonight to look at a use by review for the Hope Christian Academy. I'm going to let the applicants, who will speak after me, speak in detail about the project, but it is a private school to be located immediately to the east of the Pine Valley Christian Church. I've got a location map on there, and go back. So it is located on a former, what was a phase of Dove Ranch subdivision that has never been platted. It was in, see if I get the date right, rezoned from the R10 residential use to community service, which is a zoning district which does allow schools as a use by review. The proposed project would include relocating 2 modular classrooms at this point. These were previously used by Animas High School in Durango. They will be placed onto foundations within the church property. The property would be leased, and there are some opportunities for shared use of parking and other recreation facilities. As far as infrastructure, water service would be extended through town of Bayfield water mains. Got the site plan up, thanks, Jeremy. So here you can see, and I know that probably one of the biggest concerns will be access. At this point, the school is proposing to access through Dove Ranch subdivision, extending an existing stub road that was planned for future residential use. Sewer, water, and other utilities are all available. The school, I'm not going to go into details on that. So the applicant's proposing access from Knight Court and Dove Ranch Road. There will be an emergency access by using the church's existing drive from County Road 501. I think most people know that when the property was rezoned in 2023, the school proposed access, main access off of 501, shared with that church access. After review and traffic studies and comments from La Plata County, it was found that that access off of 501 does not meet county standards and would need substantial rebuild for use by the school. The school then did a traffic study and has now proposed access off of Dove Ranch Road, which is compliant, their traffic study shows is adequate for the proposed use. Talking about the emergency access road that will access onto the church's driveway off of 501, the county has requested that that be gated for emergency use only, so that people don't use that substandard access to access the church. I mean, the school, sorry, they do use it for the church. Another thing I want to make note of is there are currently sidewalks in place on Dove Ranch Road and part of Knight Court. Their site plan did not show sidewalks or any other pedestrian infrastructure on the proposed site plan. Looking at the land use code section 5.2A1, it does state that sidewalks will be required on both sides of all streets unless alternative pedestrian pathways are provided as part of a development plan. There are some short missing sections of sidewalks on Knight Court that need to be extended along with the street. And then given that it would be expected that some children in the neighborhood would attend school and walk or bike to school, sidewalks should also be extended on at least one side of the access driveway to the school entrance with appropriate marked crosswalks where student crossings are to be expected. Move on. As far as other zone district standards, I did a little chart here. As Chairman Tenza showed, that the permitted use in the community service zone are listed up there. It's kind of smaller things and residential. And then I've listed all the uses by review, highlighting educational uses. As far as other zone district standards, the proposed site plan meets all of them regarding setbacks, no height limits, and lot coverage. Parking is also more than adequate. Under the code, they're only required one space for each employee, and they've provided more than that. Let's see, so with the use by review, move on. I also did a little review on the comprehensive plan. The comprehensive plan doesn't directly address this proposed use, although I did highlight a few places in the comprehensive plan where schools and education facilities are highlighted as being very important to the town of Bayfield. If you go to the one right before that, that reference there is on your very front page of the comprehensive plan, and it does talk that the town is, we're committed, balanced by recreational and educational opportunities, in order to foster a unique and appropriate community for future generations. On the next page, I pulled out another thing, portion of that comp plan that talks again about how Bayfield is known for great schools and how important they are to the community. That's about the only references I could find about schools in the comprehensive plan. Yeah. So, tonight, the Planning Commission, the criteria that the Planning Commission needs to use to determine whether or not to approve this use is listed up on that slide. It's a number of criteria, starting with, will the project be in harmony and compatible with the character of the surrounding area and neighborhood? Will it not result in an over-intensive use of the land? Will it not have a material adverse effect on community capital improvement programs? Will it not require a level of community facilities and services greater than is available? Will it not result in undue traffic congestion or traffic hazards? Will it not create significant air, water, or noise pollution? Will it be adequately landscaped, buffered, and screened? And will it not otherwise be detrimental to the health, safety, or welfare of present or future inhabitants of the town? So, if the Planning Commission needs to think about those A through H, determining whether or not the project meets those criteria, and then either approve or deny based on those criteria. As far as in their staff report includes a number of comments from different agencies, including CDOT, the Colorado Geologic Survey, La Plata County Engineering. That's where we have the requirement that they gate that emergency access. This is an old one, La Plata County Public Health, talking about some minor requirements. The Los Pinos Ditch Company, which is always concerned and has ditch facilities in the area that need to be protected and protect the kids from that. The town engineer has very detailed comments, some of which may have been addressed in the months that the project's been on hold. Upper Pine Fire Protection District stated that they did not have any comments at this time. I do want to make note that there was a neighborhood compatibility meeting held back in March. Obviously, none of the staff that are here now were present at that time. There were no meeting notes, no minutes taken at that meeting. Because I've heard concern expressed about neighborhood compatibilities meetings, I do want to make note that the Town of Bayfield Code does not require a neighborhood compatibility meeting or have any standards in our code regarding them. So we see that as an optional meeting for the applicant to do to help answer neighborhood concerns and questions. We don't know what was said at that. That information's not available to any of the decision makers or any of the staff. The meeting was publicly noticed, and this is a public hearing that will need to be open with public comment, and we have prepared motions, potential motions for the Planning Commission. I think they're going to be up there. Okay. Just remembering that it's important to include, should you move to approve, conditions are important. The recommended conditions include making sure that all the referral agency comments and codes are addressed, including the sidewalk issue. That we make sure that they have submitted a lighting plan, buffering plan. The rezoning meeting talked quite a bit about a fencing plan, given there are some concerns with some derelict buildings nearby. I think the applicant's gonna talk about that. And then also addressing the ditch company issues. I do have a slight rewrite to condition number 3 if we get there, so wait and ask me. I'd like to make sure that says that the agreement be required prior to construction, rather than prior to Town of Bayfield approval. I think that's confusing. It could get approved tonight. And then you have your alternatives to deny or continue. If you deny, please make specific findings addressing the criteria for approval. If you choose to continue, we need specific direction, and hopefully a date certain that you would continue it to.
Okay.
That's quite a bit. Are there any questions?
Staff, commissioners, any questions for staff? No? No? Okay. All right, then we'll, I guess we'll open it to the applicant. Who's representing? Okay, come on up to the microphone, state your name.
We're going to pull up your presentation.
Good evening, commissioners. Thank you for your service to the town. I know this is a volunteer position, so we appreciate all you being here. Thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight. My name is Jeremiah Ackerman. I serve on the building committee for Hope Christian Academy. I'm also a 15-year resident of Bayfield proper. Tonight, instead of reading through every detail you already have in your materials, I want to focus on some key points, why this project fits Bayfield's long-term vision, and why approving this move will benefit our community well into the future. I'll welcome questions at the end. The heart of our request is most importantly about our kids, their future, and the families that make this town a wonderful place to call home. This is about strengthening and adding value to Bayfield in a responsible, community-minded way. Hope Christian Academy was established in 2009. Students excel in this hybrid model that includes in-school instruction 2 to 3 days a week and parent-led homeschooling 2 to 3 days a week, depending on grade level. It's the best of both worlds, as many families have said. As a parent of 3 students at Hope, I would most certainly agree. Our school holds an outstanding reputation in the community and currently serves 111 students, 65 families, 16 teachers, and 2 admin staff. Our current campus, the El High building in Ignacio, is unfortunately condemned and will be demolished. Staying there is not a long-term option. As you can imagine, finding 10,000 plus square feet for a school is extremely challenging in our rural community. I can say with confidence we have looked high and low and pursued all avenues for a location that will work for us. And here we are. About half of our students and staff reside in Bayfield already. Without a new home, many will likely be forced to seek alternatives outside of our community in the future. This project allows Bayfield families to stay in Bayfield and keeps their involvement and investment local. Additionally, it will draw others in. Pine Valley Church offers an ideal spacious setting for a private school. The property already includes features such as playgrounds, playfields, pickleball, soon basketball courts, and overflow parking. They also have a square mile of state land leased for hiking, horseback riding, PE, and other outdoor education activities our school can utilize. These existing amenities greatly reduce the amount of new development needed, minimizing our footprint and impact while adding great value to our kids. The proposed location is already adjacent to a school neighborhood within walking distance to 3 public schools. And to be clear, Hope Christian Academy will lease the land, and the school will not be operated by Pine Valley Church. This parcel and project are separate from Pine Valley Church itself and any other current or future church projects. We'll simply share some amenities where appropriate, improving efficiency and supporting community value. I'd like to take a moment to express our gratitude to Pastor Scott and Pine Valley Church for welcoming us to their property. If you have attended the farmers market, used their pickleball courts, played at their park, or attended a community event at their church, you've probably experienced firsthand how hospitable the church has been to our community. We appreciate you. We've met all conditions and performed a professional traffic study as requested. The traffic study indicates that our conceptual access point at Pine Valley Church in County Road 501 was not feasible for our use. However, the Dove Ranch night court access is more than sufficient for our needs. From an engineering standpoint, our professional traffic study has been completed, accepted, and approved. Town and county engineers have approved our use of Dove Ranch Road and night court. CDOT has issued a permit for our traffic at Highway 160 and 501. Our access road is exclusively for the school, not for future church development. A gated emergency access is the only connection to Pine Valley Church. Furthermore, since our school currently operates Tuesday through Thursday from 8 to 3, with start times offset from public schools by 5 to 15 minutes, and dismissal times offset 25 to 50 minutes, we will have negligible impacts to the existing peak traffic volumes. Compared to the infrastructure this area was originally designed to support, our impact really is minimal. What better neighbor to have than one that only operates 3 days a week, is closed by the time most are home from work, and also is closed on holidays and weekends. Schools are intentionally located in or near neighborhoods primarily to foster strong community ties, increase parental involvement, enhance student well-being and academic performance, and provide a central hub for social services and local activities. This approach has historical roots and is supported by modern educational and urban planning philosophies. Several sources are cited, and this information was submitted to Nancy for reference for the Planning Commission. That was today, so I'm not sure if you guys have seen this yet, but it's available to you. Reasons for locating schools near neighborhoods: fostering community and engagement. Proximity helps build relationships among families, teachers, and neighbors, creating cohesive and trusting community. The Colorado Department of Education identifies parent-community ties as an essential element of school improvement, noting that strong family participation programs are positively related to academic achievement. Increased parental involvement. Living close to the school makes it easier for parents to attend school events, volunteer, and communicate with teachers. This involvement is a proven factor in improving student outcomes, such as better grades, attendance, and social skills. Student health and well-being. Physical activity. Schools within walking or biking distance encourage physical activity, which contributes to better focus, concentration, and improved academic performance. The EPA and other organizations advocate for smart growth school siting strategies that accommodate walking and biking. Reduce stress and commute times. Shorter commute times mean more time for sleep, homework, and play, reducing stress for both children and parents. Economic and environmental benefits. Local economy and property values. Strong neighborhood schools attract families, boost local businesses, and can increase property values. Reduce traffic and pollution. Fewer long commutes for students, parents, and staff results in less congestion, lower emissions, and cleaner air around the school. Now to drainage. I want to address drainage, one of the most important concerns for neighbors that we've heard, and we have heard you. Today, several homes in Dove Ranch, particularly along the South Taylor Circle and those backing to the subject property, receive natural runoff from this parcel. Under our plan, we are not only mitigating that drainage impact, we're eliminating it altogether. Our design includes on-site detention ponds to capture runoff, a drainage system that redirects overflow away from Dove Ranch entirely, a routing pathway through Pine Valley Church property to the County Road 501 ditch, and this path will follow the sewer line that will be installed on the Pine Valley Church property. I have a drainage plan. This was actually a slide that went with the master plan that was originally approved for Dove Ranch, where the 320 homes would have been added that are not going to be built. If you go to the next slide, that shows the plan, and maybe one more. You've got the plan there that shows the drainage detention ponds. And then the next one shows the drainage path that goes down along the north boundary of Dove Ranch on North Taylor between there and Pine Valley Church. Totally eliminating the Dove Ranch impacts for drainage. So this removes any current drainage burden on these homes and prevents future runoff from ever reaching Dove Ranch. It's a long-term improvement that benefits existing residents. A few notes on your packets that you have. As Nancy mentioned, there's been quite a bit of turnover Some of the comments in there are old or maybe even not relevant to our most recent submittal to SGM specifically. SGM's comments in your packet were addressed in our last submission to the planning and SGM on March 18th. We were told our revisions were accepted and received no further comment from SGM or planning requesting additional changes per Dan Murphy. Also, extending the night court sidewalk was not a requirement to our knowledge, nor was it mentioned by SGM in their comments. That is not a public street. That would be considered our private drive. So I'm not sure we can discuss the code and how that applies to a street versus our private drive. But we certainly want to make that work. A gravel walkway would be ideal initially as the most cost-effective approach, and then, we'd certainly consider upgrading that in the future. But as far as codes required, I'm pretty sure that's not considered a public street. We take pride in our school and its appearance and safety. We've submitted a landscaping lighting plan with our proposal that you all have. Most adjacent neighbors have fences already, and the buffering is naturally built in within our landscaping plan and a good distance between the school and neighboring homes. Exterior play areas are even further from homes, being at the church or on the north side of the school buildings. Students will be supervised at all times and outside the building for PE, recess, and any other outdoor activities. The school proposes to use the existing church playground until we build our own. Once we build our own playground, we can fence it if required. The church playground currently serves hundreds of kids each week on Sundays and Wednesdays without any issues and is not fenced. We would kindly ask that we can also use these facilities in the same manner with staff supervision. Before talking about the broader community impact, I wanted to highlight something that demonstrates the heart and character of our school. Hope Christian Academy students regularly participate in social service activities that directly serve our community. Just weeks ago, our students hosted a veterans breakfast at Pine Valley Church. They prepared a meal, served local veterans, and performed music, including a special rendition of the national anthem. It was a meaningful event both for veterans and the students. Throughout the year, our students also clean local cemeteries, visit assisted living facilities, delivering baked goods and handwritten cards to brighten residents' days, and engage in hands-on community projects that promote pride and responsibility. We also host Eagle Explore Days where families go out into the community to visit museums, local beekeepers, businesses, gold mines, and other unique educational locations to give kids hands-on learning experiences. These activities teach students what it means to serve, care, and contribute positively to the community we live in. These types of activities are a key part of who we are as a school. Beyond engineering and logistics, there's even a bigger truth at play. Bayfield currently offers only two schooling options, public school and homeschool. Both are great, but neither is a fit for every student. Hope Christian Academy provides a hybrid model, part-time classroom, part-time home learning that doesn't currently exist in Bayfield. From my work as a full-time real estate professional, I see firsthand how school choices affect families' decisions. Some parents drive to Durango every day for St. Columba and other schooling options. Others have chosen firsthand not to move to Bayfield because of limited school choices. Bringing more school options to Bayfield attracts families, retains families, keeps tax dollars local, increases long-term community stability, strengthens Bayfield's appeal as a family-oriented town. This project isn't just about meeting today's needs. It positions Bayfield for thoughtful, family-centered growth in the decades ahead. In closing, Commissioners, this proposal is fully aligned with Bayfield's long-term plans and needs, the existing zoning, and the intended use of the parcel by Pine Valley Church. We're not overburdening infrastructure. We're improving drainage, sharing amenities responsibly, and meeting a clear community need. We want to be good neighbors, and we want to contribute positively, and we're committed to doing this the right way. Thank you for your time and thoughtful consideration. I'm very happy to answer any questions.
Okay, thank you very much. Any of the commissioners have questions of the applicant? Tom?
No.
I have several.
Go.
So, first off, have you been in contact with the local school district?
With the local school district,
So you're privately funded. So, are you looking at any money coming from the state?
Not from the Bayfield district, no, at this time.
Well, I'm not
We-
saying from the Bayfield School District, but for each student, you get so many.
We do receive funding for enrichment type programs at the
Right.
school. So the school, yeah,
At the microphone, but you got to say who you are first.
I'm Deb Ireland, and I am the curriculum director at Hope, and also a teacher and a parent of a student there. So currently, we do not receive any state funding, and we're a private school. We are in the process of applying for funding through another entity that gets funding from the state. That is called BOCES. It's different than the BOCES.
So where does that money get distributed from?
It gets distributed through the nonprofit organization BOCES.
So then no school district money is involved there?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. And just to be transparent on that, that will be a separate enrichment program that will be open to other homeschool families in the community. So if that gets approved, like I said, we're in the process of getting that approved. So the concept is that we'll have a enrichment program similar to, there's one in Durango that Natalie, I can't remember her last, Howard runs. What's the name of it? Spruce, thank you. Yeah, I always forget. So it's similar to that, where students come for about 5 hours during the week to do enrichment with other homeschool families. So our families will participate in that, and then it will be open to other homeschool families as homeschool enrichment, because the state is providing funding for homeschool enrichment.
So if the state is providing that and you have to have 1,080 hours of curriculum, who oversees that?
Who oversees the enrichment program?
Who oversees that you're meeting the state requirements for the 10,080 hours?
Of schooling?
Yes.
Well, since we're a private school, we oversee that.
But there has to be another agency that oversees that you're making those hours. So that's where
That we're making the school hours.
So,
I'm not understanding your question. Can you
okay.
please
So
elaborate?
the state requires 1,080 hours of each student to require they make the hours. And so you're stating that your school, you're going 3 days a week. So how are you making that
So
1,080 hours?
yeah, so our homeschool days count for school days. Parents are required to teach the curriculum and lessons that the teachers have planned at school. So
But-
as a teacher,
Yeah, who oversees those?
well, it's similar to homeschooling. Who oversees a homeschooler? You know, homeschoolers have to submit that they're homeschooling. And so because we're a hybrid model, you know, we are functioning, our parents are functioning like homeschoolers. But we have a calendar, and we have days, we meet all of the days and all of the hours on that calendar. So
How do you meet that? Through 3 days a week?
our students go to school 5 days a week, because Monday and Friday are homeschool days. So they are at home with their parents doing schoolwork.
Okay, so I understand that, and you go K through 8, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So when the students meet the curriculum that you're at, are they social promotional being pushed along, or are they meeting the requirements that they meet the grades to move along?
Well, our testing is, you know, meets or exceeds other districts, because we test 3 times a year using a nationally recognized testing program called iReady. Durango uses iReady K5. But at the end of each school year, I don't have the numbers like off the top of my head. I could look them up for you and provide it for you. But at the end of each school year, we have close to 70% of students reading at or above grade level, which is higher than many of the public schools in our area. Math, we're around 50 to 60% at or above grade level. I think many public schools, the national average is around 20 to 30% of students performing at or above grade level. So we definitely are tracking that our students are making academic progress. Like I said, we have a calendar. Parents are accountable to providing education for their students on their homeschool days. That's being checked by teachers and then assessment as well. So we are testing students with both benchmark assessments and then assessments created by the teachers or assessments that come from the curriculum that we're using. This is a university model school. There's another, we don't fit into that category, like we haven't applied to be officially a university model, but that is a type of schooling. There's another school in Pagosa called Valor that functions the same way, where they have homeschool days and in-school days. And so, again, I don't have it off the top of my head, but I could show you a school calendar that looks very similar to the school district calendar that says the number of days that students are attending school and homeschool days in count. So our students actually go to school more days than the Bayfield School District because we go 5 days a week.
I have a question, not to undermine you here, but
No.
what does the class educational thing have to do with the land use that we're basically looking at?
I'm just asking, since they're asking for a land use provision,
Yeah.
that what are they bringing into the Bayfield School District, or into the Bayfield District, that would sway me to vote for that way?
Okay, all right, fair enough.
I mean, I know I taught public school for 16 years, so I know that public schools are concerned about families that are leaving to homeschool. But I think that that's a reality of the time that we live in. I think that school choice, whether it be private school, charter school, homeschool, public school, is really the future of education. Kind of the, industrial public education model. I think there's a lot of research saying that that's not the way we should move forward. So opening up educational opportunities to students, whether it be through like our school with a shared model or even the enrichment program that we plan to roll out, I think adds value to our community. And I know that there's been conversations in Bayfield School District when I was there, wondering how we can get students back into the school district that have chosen to homeschool. And I can tell you, stepping out of public school and into homeschool, a lot of the families are doing it because that's what they feel passionate about. And I'm not sure that they would just return to public school because something changed at the public school. With that said, I taught public school for 16 years, and I think it is a fit for many families. It became not a fit for my family, and I was glad to have an opportunity to put my children in a different situation. My daughter went to school at Hope for 3 years, and she's now back in the public school in Bayfield. She does 3 sports, and she has a 4.0. And a lot of that had to do with the education that she got at Hope, and she needed that type of education in order to become academically proficient and successful. So I think you could look at our school as adding value to Bayfield in that way too. Many of our families are going to send their kids to public high school. And when our students go to public high school, they score well on tests, they contribute to their school, they are kind and respectful, and they understand serving. So that's another reason why I feel like this adds value to our community. And living here, I live right in town, so.
All right, thank you.
Any others?
No, not right now.
Okay. I guess I have one question that, so you said you're anticipating about 110 students? Is that what I heard?
Currently, we have 111, yeah.
111? And you think you'll grow as a result of this?
I would imagine, over the years, yeah, Bayfield's growing, and I imagine the schools will grow as well, yeah.
So theoretically, sort of to go through your question, if this doesn't get approved, for example, and you have 111 students, most of them, or what percentage, I shouldn't make an assumption, what percentage do you think would end up going to public schools versus continuing on homeschooling?
Most would probably homeschool because they've already done the public school thing, and that's why they're where they're at, but I really can't speak to that. That's
Okay.
a pretty big assumption on my part.
It's okay. I mean, what I was getting at is the impact on the school district, whether or not gets this approved, is kind of minimal a little bit. I mean, we're not talking 300 students. We're not talking, gee, you took away 111 students, you're going to get back 111 students. There's a mix, I'm sure, but the impact on the school district should be nominal. Go ahead. You're the teacher.
I was just gonna say, we cap our classes at 15. Currently, we have one classroom per grade level. So, I mean, at this time, we only have a certain amount of growth that we can make.
Right.
Due to those caps. You said something else and I was gonna address it, but, many of us are driving to Ignacio now to participate in Hope. So if we do not get approved, it's not like our school is not gonna exist. If our school is in Ignacio or Durango, like, I'm still gonna drive there.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Thank you. Go ahead.
Well, I think one of the questions too is also the entry point where they wanna come into Dove Ranch.
Yes, that's a traffic issue, yeah.
That's a traffic issue,
yeah.
and I know that there's a lot of people up there that are questioning how that's gonna work, because
Fair enough.
that's gonna impact, and I know there's a bus route up there as well, but, and then I know he's gonna say that was anticipated for 318 homes up there, but there's not 318 homes up there now. And currently, that intersection is still in question, so I would,
The one at
Ranch.
Knight and Dove Ranch?
Yep.
That one?
yep.
What is the reason that you guys can't come in through 501?
Because it would be a multi-million-dollar project to reconfigure that intersection to comply with county standards.
They want a turn lane?
A-cell, D-cell lanes, yeah.
Now, isn't the church planning on making other structures back there?
We have nothing to do with
I know
the
you have
church.
nothing to do with that, but I mean, it's like, they're gonna have to do that sometime anyway, that extra lane.
Well, but sometime
Isn't today.
isn't today, and we can't bank on sometime. So we've got to move forward with the best we can do today, which is the night court access, which is the access that was given to this property actually when the property was subdivided and intended for the residential development.
Will that be gated?
The night court?
Yes.
No. The gate would be on the other side, the north side, connecting to Pine Valley Church for emergency access.
But only 3 days a week, the school will be active.
Correct. That's how, we're a homeschool hybrid model, so we have those days at home that will stay that way.
Will there be any activity going on at the school on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday?
I mean, it's potentially in the future. We don't have anything scheduled that way right now, but it could happen. But just to clarify, to what Mr. Nyberg was speaking of, that there was another 320 homes planned there, which at a conservative, say 500 vehicles, less than 1.5 cars per household per day using that road, that load is far from being achieved. the developer never moved forward due to bankruptcy, but the infrastructure capacity is still there. And so I understand the concern of neighbors and everyone in there, you know, with traffic, but I also spoke to the fact that our start times and end times offset the public schools already. By, at the end of the day, 25 to 50 minutes, and at the beginning of the day, it's 5 to 15 minutes, which helps alleviate that traffic load.
How many of your students are from Bayfield?
Roughly 50%.
So 50% could probably walk or ride,
Yeah, I mean, my kids could walk, I'm close enough that,
but 50% would be driving from somewhere else
correct.
and coming up to a branch and making a left,
Mm-hmm.
bringing the traffic there. Now,
Correct.
how long is your lease for?
Our lease would be a 100-year lease.
Okay. So we're talking a permanent school here.
And again, some have stated this is some foreign idea to have a school in a neighborhood. And I'd just like to reiterate that Dove Ranch is already a school neighborhood with 3 schools within walking distance as it is. It's intentionally designed that way in many communities. You look, you know, at the schools we have, you look at Durango, you look at many communities, schools are there for convenience, and it's by design. So hopefully, you know, we can get past that block, because we're not proposing to disrupt the neighborhood and bring in an industrial facility or some commercial venue. So,
What about sewer tap fees? How,
we would have to pay those.
so you guys would pay to hook into the town sewer,
Correct.
okay? And then what's the church's ideal position on that?
The church would eventually connect as well. The idea is for them to get off their septic system and tie into the town sewer. So that would be a win-win.
You guys would pay taxes to the city because you're a company? Or are
No,
you-
we're a nonprofit.
Oh, they're nonprofit, yeah, so there's no benefit to the town.
Oh, there's lots of benefit to the town, actually. The sales tax, keeping business local, keeping residents local. I've actually firsthand seen buyers choose other communities because of our lack of school choice. And so I think Bayfield having school options or not having school options is currently definitely something that we can improve upon as a community.
Okay. All right, thank you very much. Last call.
No other questions?
None from us at this
Okay.
point. You may be called back.
All right. Yeah, I just want to reiterate what Nancy said with the ditch agreement, that we would pursue that. We haven't pursued that because we haven't had approval, and it doesn't make sense to do so until we have approval. So that would certainly be something we would do as part of our permit process. And thank you guys for your time.
Okay, thank you. All right, we'll
I've
open it-
got, when it comes to public comment, I've got numerous letters to read.
I think we've got,
We got a couple.
we got
Yeah,
a,
we got quite a
There's
few.
several that weren't in that packet.
Okay.
And
you have
some that
you have
weren't.
more than one copy of them?
I don't.
Okay, well,
Not
just
with-
give us one and we'll push it up and down
But
the line.
there are a few I would like to read specifically from Dove Ranch residents.
How many you
'cause
got?
They couldn't be here.
How many?
I've got numerous.
Well, let's pick a number. Pick a representative sample.
Well, I've got one from our school board director of Bayfield.
Pick 3. Make them good.
We could copy those for you, for every one of them.
So I've got 9 specifically that are residents of Dove Ranch,
Yeah?
that
Are not in my packet?
in
'Cause I gotta-
support.
a ton in
Some-
my packet.
Yeah, I think most of them are, but I noticed a couple weren't, so I didn't have time to reconcile which ones were and weren't, but I noticed there were some missing.
Again, how about picking 4? I'll compromise with you. You pick 4 and read them.
So would you like me to read those now or give
Now,
everyone here
now.
an
No,
opportunity
no,
to?
read them now.
Okay.
Open the public hearing. Did you open the public hearing?
I just did.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So I've got 4 from Dove Ranch and I've got 1 from Rebecca Parnell.
Go.
Rebecca Parnell, she's at 611 East Columbine Drive in Bayfield. Dear Bayfield Board of Trustees and Planning Commission, I'm writing this letter in support of Hope Christian Academy coming to Bayfield. I've had the opportunity to reside in Bayfield for the past 20 years. I currently have 1 student attending public school in Bayfield and another 2 who have recently graduated. During this time, I have also had the opportunity to be actively involved not only in my own children's education, but also in the education system as a whole. While I'm a strong advocate for public education, I believe Hope brings some strengths to our student and parent community that should be considered. Not all children thrive in a public education system. Some students need more support, or they're looking for enrichment opportunities that aren't available. The 2- and 3-day enrollment options at Hope offer flexibility for students and a deeper level of parent involvement, an individualized approach that many families are seeking. In addition, Hope Christian Academy would add educational diversity to Bayfield, creating healthy collaboration and choice for families. Many surrounding communities have found that private and public schools can coexist and even complement one another, each meeting different needs and encouraging higher overall engagement in education. As a longtime resident, I value the family-oriented, community-driven spirit of Bayfield. I believe Hope would contribute positively to that spirit, providing a safe, faith-based environment for families who are seeking a different educational path while still investing in the broader community. Last, I understand the concerns about potential traffic impacts. However, based on firsthand experience, I'd like to provide some context that may help put this in perspective. My home directly borders both Bayfield Middle School and Bayfield Intermediate Schools that together serve roughly 600 students. While we certainly see an uptick in vehicles during arrival and dismissal times, the increase is brief and predictable, typically lasting about 15 minutes in the morning and another 15 minutes or less in the afternoon. In other words, while school-related traffic is noticeable, it's both short-lived and well-managed. I respectfully encourage the Planning Commission to approve Hope Christian Academy's proposal. I believe their presence will enrich our town, provide more opportunities for Bayfield families. Thank you for your time and consideration. Sincerely, Rebecca Parnell. And then I'll move on to, this is from Isaac Fleener. He's the owner of 201 Dove Ranch Road and 1622 South Taylor Circle. I'm writing to express my support for allowing access through Dove Ranch for Hope Community Christian School. As a member of this community, I strongly believe that providing our children with access to quality education is one of the most valuable investments we can make in our area's future. Hope Christian School has already proven to be a positive presence in our community, offering a nurturing environment and strong educational standards. Allowing access through Dove Ranch will enhance safety and convenience for families without adding meaningful additional traffic. In fact, when the Dove Ranch subdivision was originally planned, the design included an additional 300-plus residential homes, traffic that would have been significantly higher than what the school access will now generate. Supporting this access is both reasonable and consistent with the original subdivision plans. It will not burden existing residents with excessive traffic, and it will help strengthen the educational and community ties that make this area such a desirable place to live. Thank you for considering this important issue. I encourage you to approve access through Dove Ranch in support of Hope School and the families who rely on it. Sincerely, Isaac Fleener. This is Dave Hardy of 496 Dove Ranch Road. I'm writing this letter in support of Hope School Project. The proposed school location will be approximately 350 feet from my door. The addition of a quality education opportunity in Bayfield is a very positive step for both our children and our town. In a recent study of worldwide education based upon knowledge of STEM subjects, the U.S. ranked 31st in the world. This study was conducted by LSU and published on June 27, 25. We as citizens of this nation need to take every opportunity to improve that ranking. Hope's quality program provides one of those opportunities. The downside would be that the vacant land would no longer be vacant. What kind of neighbor would we eventually get? There will be change in the neighborhood eventually. What if that change was a school? A school is a good neighbor to have. They're closed on weekends. They operate primarily in daylight hours. They're closed during most holidays. Not bad for a neighbor, eh? Please consider helping Hope Christian Academy to be welcome to the town of Bayfield. And then I've got 2 more.
Yep. Pressure's on.
I could keep going.
No.
Just to,
That's why
I
I
gotta
got the
get,
hammer
I
up
gotta
there.
get the best ones. Okay. This is from David and Julie Lovell, 1743 North Taylor Circle. As residents of Dove Ranch and proud parents of an HCCI kindergartner, we're grateful for the opportunity for HCCI to move the school to a portion of land provided by Pine Valley Church. We live in the northeast corner of the lower development of Dove Ranch. Our property will directly border the proposed school area. We understand some residents of Dove Ranch have concerns and reservations, some of whom also live adjacent to or near the proposed school area or traffic routes. However, we view the school's presence as a blessing, not an imposition. We trust the building committee, the PVC leadership, the county and commissioners, and everyone else involved to do their utmost to address concerns and balance the needs of the community while seeking to fulfill the mission of the school and its construction in the newly proposed area. Sincerely, David and Julie Lovell. This is gym class of 1624 South Taylor Circle. Jeremiah, thanks for the information you sent me. I reviewed that and the agenda for the meeting in Bayfield on Thursday evening. I would be in support of locating the Hope Christian Academy School in Dove Ranch in the proposed location. I think that another school option for Bayfield community is a good idea and should provide additional options for surrounding communities like Durango. Since Dove Ranch Road was originally designed to handle more traffic for additional homes, the additional traffic should not be a problem. Gym class.
Okay,
Thank you.
you're welcome. Okay, anybody else in the public? No more reading of letters. It's got to be personal things. Anybody else want to come up and speak? Come up, speak, tell us your name, and I'm not going to say keep it concise.
Yeah, I'm Darrell Rogers, and hi, ladies and gentlemen. And thank you, Jeremiah and Deb. Deb and I were former public school colleagues, teachers.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. But I have a residence, the closest one to this proposed development, up in North Taylor Circle. And so I have some questions, anyway, several questions here. Some of them technical, I guess. And one of the concerns is drainage. So I don't quite understand. Jeremiah was talking, where the flow of the water goes. And I know they talk about these orifices down in, or outlet pipes somewhere in the ponds.
Okay.
And so I need to understand how that works.
Okay.
You
Keep
know,
going.
do those get clogged up,
Keep
so
going.
on?
We'll work on answers. Keep going.
Okay, all right, so that one. I was wondering why the buildings are placed 50 feet from my property line. So that's really close. So I'm worried about the impact of that. And then the detention ponds are 17 feet from my property. So they're right there. So I wonder about how long the water sits there, are there mosquito issues, those kind of things. And anyway, so also wondering why the buildings weren't placed a little further uphill instead of having them so close to residences. You know, was there a land encumbrance there that made it have to be that way?
Okay.
Okay. And then I saw one of the criterias for the buildings was that they be adequately landscaped. I see they're nice trees and things like that, buffered and screened. So I don't know what the buffered and screened refers to. Does it refer to noise and impact on close nearby neighbors, and what the buffering and screening is? Because I don't necessarily see that in the plan, but I'm not sure what that refers to. And also wondering about the playground area. They talk about, you know, in the future the school will probably grow. Even with, say, 110 kids, that's quite a bit. What is that going to be open to the public? Will there be a lot of public people using that playground? So that would be a week-long thing where there's a lot of activity going on there, and the impact that has. And I think I see from the plan that I don't know how many street lights. It looks like they're specially designed to go down. I don't know.
That's a code
You know
issue,
what
so
the
yeah,
radius
yeah.
is of the light. So those are my questions.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
Jeremy, you gonna be able to answer some of those questions for us?
Would you like me to?
No, I was talking our Jeremy, on the drainage issues and stuff.
For drainage?
Yeah,
Potentially. I mean, I'm not really sure. I don't have the design in front of me
okay,
to explain how the drainage outlet boxes work, so.
okay. Let's, you keep track of that, and I'm gonna ask a couple more people to come up and talk, and then we'll answer a
Okay.
bunch of questions at once.
Okay.
You're my secretary for this, so.
My name is Lynn Hunter. I live on 405 Dove Ranch Road. We're on the corner of Knight and Dove Ranch. And we are against this. School, great, but coming through Dove Ranch does not make any sense. Yes, a traffic survey may have been approved, but, I mean, the middle school does not make sense with the school across from it. You see that. They are nonprofit, which means they do not pay taxes, which means the road wear and tear will fall on the residents of Bayfield. The turn into Knight, when you're coming off of 501, is on a hill. So like today, if you have to stop, you will be sliding back down that hill. So the town plowing today plowed one lane on Dove Ranch, so the roads were a mess. So that is terrible. And if you live in that area, Dove Ranch Road, everybody parks on it on the bottom, so it is a one-lane road. You can't really, you have to wait for cars and shift, and people who live with access streets on the side park on the side so they don't have their vehicles on the street with all the traffic, which means the access into the school will be a one-lane road. The school has currently 10 to 12 classes, but they will be putting in 20, which means they can expand at any time without having approval from the town at all. They can do whatever they want if with approval. Who will monitor the space when it's closed? That's a question that I have. Yeah, just consider that, because it's not really meant for traffic regardless of 312 homes being put in there originally. The contractor who originally was doing it clearly cut corners with the drainage. Everybody knows it. So, that's my 2 cents.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. One more, and then we'll see if we can answer some questions, and then we'll go back and see what else we got. Anybody else? Questions? Oh, don't fight to come up. Okay.
Hi, I'm John Werner. Excuse me. Lived in Dove Ranch for 15 years, 507 Dove Ranch. Nothing against the church, other than it might cause problems for some of the other residents there, but the intersection of Dove Ranch and 501 is not made for that impact. I don't know who did their traffic study, but I've worked for the fire department here, and I can tell you, when fire trucks tried to turn onto Dove Ranch Road from 501, it was always difficult because people park all along there, along the sidewalks. And when you get a day like today, when you get snow and slick conditions and a hill, that increased traffic is really going to be a problem there. And I really think it's something you should consider as the board here. And I did have a couple questions. I know it's a Christian school, but do you allow non-Christian students? How many non-Christian students do you have?
We don't
Okay,
require
it's not a
families
requirement. Okay, that was just a question I had.
You know,
Yeah.
prove they've been baptized or whatever. They do need to sign our statement of faith
Okay. Yeah,
that they agree.
thank you. That was just my main concern, is that that street is not made to handle any increase. It's going to be a definite problem if that gets approved. That's all I had to say. Thank you.
In the back, I know you were heading forward.
Paul Black, I was going to speak on behalf of the Los Pinos Ditch Company. I'm on that board. We have been contacted by them, seen a little bit of site review. We are working into that process of agreement. That's kind of a big piece of the town of Bayfield with the ditches that run all through it with development as we see. And our process has been a challenge in the past with past developments with, getting into an agreement, trying to meet the criteria of what we want with the town and everything. So Right now, everything's going great. I think, we're going through the process. I have faith in them that they'll hit anything that we need in agreement. But I did want to speak on behalf, because I want to probably get some knowledge from you guys in a later date about, I think we can get a better process with the ditches, working with development and also working with the town of Bayfield. And that way we can get fully understanding of what impacts of stormwater off of these these processes happen to the ditches, and kind of work together on that. I don't know what that's called, if it's an MOU or something like that, but I would look forward to actually working with staff and kind of getting to a point on that, so we can get a more direct, easy path in the future for these development projects going through for the town, for us, and the developers and the other people that are impacted by it. So
Fair enough.
that's all I got.
I can tell you, when working on the county planning commission for a long time, it always amazed me when we had people come in and they thought they had this creek that ran through their property. It was really cool and really nice until we explained to them it's an irrigation ditch. And what's the easement on it? And when they come in with that big tractor and that hoe to open it up, the shocked look was always fun. Okay. Can you answer some of these questions, and then we'll get back to the public hearing? Sure. Come on up.
So, Mr. Rogers, in regards to your questions, you had one about the building location. So the property, the parcel only encompasses.
I'm gonna bring that picture up, Jeremiah.
Yeah, you could, if it's possible, you could bring that up on the screen. The GIS, perhaps, Nancy, or whoever's running that. But the parcel itself does not allow for the buildings to be placed any further up the hill. So we tried to place them as efficiently as we could for all intents and purposes. But they are as far north as they can, or I'm sorry, as far east as they could go. Regarding your questions on the drainage, so all of the drainage is going to be rerouted. I'm going to go up. I can't be by the mic to do that. Okay, Tia will point. So, there's a detention pond there. There's another one further down. Further over north. That's square on the bottom right there. And those detention ponds are made to catch any runoff during a storm that would account for the improvements that don't absorb water, right? Where you've covered dirt with a building or pavement. So they will catch that water, and then it will be routed down along that property line, inside that property line on the Pine Valley Church property, along with our sewer line. If you go to the next slide.
The one up,
Next one, yeah, that one.
that one?
Yeah. You can see the sewer line where that runs is right where the drainage flow will run. So basically, we're not only mitigating any impact to Dove Ranch, we're actually eliminating any flow that goes into Dove Ranch at all as it currently does. We're going to reroute that through the church property. So your property will not have any drainage impacts that way. I believe the detention pond is a good bit of ways from the back of your property, Mr. Rogers, knowing where that is.
There's one just to the left side of the one gray building, dark gray building, real close.
There's a culvert there that connects with that detention pond, and then it's gonna go down that property line right there, but there's not an actual pond there.
Okay, so it's a culvert,
Yeah,
so it's always gonna flow through there, it's not gonna sit.
right, that's my understanding.
Theoretically.
And then, regarding the traffic, I know we all have our ideas or our firsthand experience. I'm no professional at traffic, I can tell you that. And that's why we rely on the professionals, and that's why we had a traffic engineer do the traffic study, and multiple traffic engineers from SGM at the town and the county have approved that intersection for our use, in spite of concerns that folks may have. And again, I've got lots more letters of support of Dove Ranch residents on that as well. Was there any other questions I could cover?
See, do we have any others that we missed?
I think we're good right now.
We're good for now?
Oh,
Oh, screening, that's right.
Oh, yeah, buffering, and so the buffering, I mean, really, we're as far away from homes as we can be. I don't know where the 50-foot measurement come from. I don't know if there's.
On your maps, on
the
the internet and from my property line, it's,
Okay.
it adds up to about 50 feet to the edge of the building.
Right, so we do intend to do landscaping and keep the place nice. I can say that if the development was complete for Dove Ranch Phase 2, you would have multiple neighbors right at your property line. And so,
That's
what,
then and this is now.
right, so what we're proposing is actually putting improvements further from your property line than if you had houses right there.
Okay. Okay. I think we've answered most of the questions anyway that I can remember. We have anybody?
Thank you.
Okay.
I did have one about the playgrounds, and could they be open to the public?
Online?
and watch
You
the
have,
traffic?
you have an online participant that would like to.
Okay. All right, I have an,
Wait,
go ahead,
He's got
finish
a
that question.
Playground question, that was one. If you do build your own playground, where would that be?
It's on the map.
Our playground, if you go back
Is
2
that
slides,
where the
Jeremy.
basketball court is?
We would initially use the church's playground
Right.
and then later on build our own. If you go back 2 slides, I can show you that. So you can see where there's a basketball
Yeah.
court and then a big oval there is where the playground would be built in the future, which is even further from all the residents there that would be impacted.
Would they be open like all weekend for kids to go out there and play unsupervised?
That's something that the board would have to address. That's not been discussed, so,
That was his question back there, right?
yeah.
Yeah, and, consider what would the traffic be, people driving in there in the gravel road and,
I mean, our
would it all?
Our heart would be to be
Good neighbor.
there for the community, and it could also be used by the community unless that was a problem. But we're open to discuss that.
Okay. All right, I have somebody online that would like to ask a question or make a comment. Can you guys work that?
I'm here.
Okay.
401 Dove Ranch Road, Milky Residence. We are not in support of the access through Dove Ranch. We are in support of the school. However, the pond would be directly behind our house, butting up to the fence of our home. We're wondering about mosquito mitigation, standing water. We're also echoing the sentiment of other people in our neighborhood about the parking on Dove Ranch Road. It's essentially a one-lane road. It's a steep hill. People drive fast. We're also concerned about unsupervised access to the area directly behind our home. Maybe possibly considering a gate or lock-off during non-school hours. And then just to also reiterate our issues with the traffic study. The farmer's market can allow 150 vehicles off of the main road there on Saturdays, and I'm sure this is a annual vehicle count that they're considering in their traffic study, but it seems like it's not quite accurate on what could be allowed from the church side to access the school. So we have several concerns. We're right kind of in the crux of where everything is happening, and we are not in support.
Okay, thank you very much. Anybody else in-house?
Good evening, Kat Katzos, 525 Dove Ranch Road. I have some questions for the commissioners. Have you all read this drainage update?
Which?
It's the master drainage plan. Have you read it?
Yes.
You're familiar with it? This was updated in 2024. It identifies 5 areas where either stormwater infrastructure does not exist or stormwater infrastructure does not meet current standards. Dove Ranch is the #1 project listed, and it's $1.2 million to fix. The developer did not install the stormwater drainage. The town let him walk, released him from his bond. The water drains to the southwest corner. It is supposed to go under the 501 through a pipe. There's only a half pipe at that opening. The water backs up and is causing damage to homes in that area. The town has approved 2 other developments. One at Cinnamon Heights, at Mustang Crossing, and the other one at Pine River Commons. Both of those developments, the 2 newest developments, are currently causing damage to property owners and homeowners. We, in fact, had a citizen come to the meeting last night and complain that their basement flooded from the last rain. We just don't have the infrastructure right now to tolerate more development until we fix it. These 2 developments, the one at Pine River Commons, he took it upon himself, the developer, good guy, wanted to be a good neighbor, and expanded that retention pond. It still isn't doing the job. There's issues. So if you weren't aware and you hadn't updated and educated yourself about this master drainage plan and the issues within town, I highly recommend that you read this. As a town, creating more problems for current homeowners. So even though these developers do their damn best to prevent further issues downstream, we are in climate change. It is happening now. We go longer spouts of dryness, and then when the rain comes, it's intense. And we've had 200-year floods in the last 4 years. This is a problem, and until the town addresses this, because they've kicked this can down the road for years, until they address this, you're going to be creating more problems for homeowners. So I want you to think about this. If you haven't read it, please do. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Hillary Pargin, and I'm actually a resident of Ignacio. Excuse me. I've been a part of Hope Community Christian Academy almost since its inception. My friend Tandy Nossman was one of the founders of the school, and I worked at getting the school its 501c3 as I'm an accountant. I have 4 children. 2 have gone completely through Hope Community Christian Academy and have graduated from high school. My daughter Grace was the 2023 valedictorian of Ignacio High School, and I attribute a lot of her educational success to the education she received at Hope. I want to tell you guys that Hope has moved several times. We started in a little trailer in Ignacio next to the Baptist church behind the grocery store. And then we moved up here to the basement of the Church of Christ for several years. And then the opportunity came that the El-Hi building became available, and we've moved there. And now again, we're being eventually evicted because of its condemnation and the purchase of it from the town of Ignacio. So Hope needs a home, and we've been provided this opportunity at Pine Valley Church. And I just encourage you, I was raised here in Bayfield, and then I attended Ignacio High School, so I'm a longtime resident. I can feel for the people when I listen to their concerns at Dove Ranch. Having been raised here, I've seen the growth over the years, so I understand what it's like to have those impacts. But I can also encourage Dove Ranch residents that Hope is going to be a good neighbor. I understand the traffic concerns, but there's one thing also that I think should be taken into consideration. Of our 111 students, that makes up, I think it's a little over 70 families. Thank you, Tia. 66 families. The majority of our families have more than one student at Hope. So you're not looking at the impact of 111 cars going in those 3 days a week. You're talking about multiple students riding in one car. When we were up here in Bayfield, as I stated, I'm an Ignacio resident. We always have parents wanting to ride share together because we don't want to make that drive. So oftentimes you're going to have carpools happening from that other 50% of the student population that's coming from out of town. Also, I would like to point out that that student population coming from out of town is going to stop in Bayfield and potentially buy gas here, go to the grocery store, spend dollars here that's going to support the town. So I think overall it's a really good idea for you guys to consider those things and to think about the impact is probably less than what the Dove Ranch residents are thinking because of the possibility of that ride sharing and multiple students being from one family. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Okay, I'm going to take one more, and then we're going to close public hearing, because we can't talk to everybody. You guys got to fight. Who's the oldest one here? He volunteered you to be the oldest.
My name is Oscar Gillespie. I'm Ignacio resident as well, but I'm also the vice chair on the Hope Community Christian Academy School Board. Recently, we had a member from the Ignacio Chamber of Commerce Board come in and speak to us at our last school board meeting, wanting us to keep the school in Ignacio because of the revenue it does bring to the town. He's been involved with the grocery store there in Ignacio. He's the manager for 10 years. His family has got lots of businesses around the town of Ignacio, and he's seen the value of what these families bring to the economy of the town. If we had a better place to go, we wouldn't leave Ignacio, but we've been given this great opportunity by Pine Valley Church, and what a great thing it really could be for the town of Bayfield if it's approved. Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry, we can't talk to everybody, let everybody talk that wants to, but we'll move along. I think we got the gist of the idea, so I'm going to bring it back to the commission. And what do you got to say? I do have one question. I know nobody has the answer, and then I'll let you guys all do your thing. I mean, the original proposal was for this Dove Ranch to expand to 320 more residences. Was there any talk about how they were going to access it? Nobody probably remembers that.
On the first one.
It was still through Dove Ranch Road. Right, but they all come Dove Ranch, nothing off of 501.
The master plan's right there.
Which was dumb in the first place.
North and south Taylor Circle at the bottom left.
They couldn't, they didn't have the property to get down there.
Okay. Okay, so, back to the commissioners. Matt?
No?
No?
No questions.
Questions, comments, discussion?
No.
Oh, you can.
You
You
can,
could ask a question.
I don't have one.
There you go.
I've been out there.
You've been out there.
That's why I can't vote.
Yeah, my personal thing is, what? Fine. Reopening public hearing.
Sorry. So my name is Mo Goldman, and I live in Dove Ranch. And it just, you know, the idea of the school is fabulous. I used to be a school nurse. I love it. And I love the concept. I love everything about it. But I have to say that the original agreement was to access it off 501, and that really makes sense. I went to the meeting the church had 2 weeks ago, and I asked the pastor, you know, can the school access through your entrance, because he said they are going to do the work that needs to be done, which is $1 million. But he said they were going to do that, get the turn lane, and access their property, because they're going to build, you know, like a big arena and a rodeo and all that. That's their plan. And he said, no problem. They could use that. Now, I know it's not right now, and that's really unfortunate. But that is in the offing. That's a possibility. We talked earlier about how the developer had taken shortcuts. I can tell you, the roads are already falling apart down there on the bottom at the entrance. They really are. They're pitted. The city does their best to maintain them, to patch it, to fill it in, but they just weren't done really all that great in the first place. So again, I asked questions about the feasibility study for the roads, because I know the developer split and didn't really meet all of the requirements of the construction. So
Okay.
that's all I got to
Thank
say. Thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right, close the public hearing again. No,
Just address that real quick.
no,
Well,
No.
just like to say that this started late
No.
for reasons out of our control.
I know,
We do have a lot more
I know.
that would like to speak,
I know.
so just want to put that out there.
That's why they give me the stick. Jeremy, I have a question for you or Derek. So Dove Ranch Road seems to be a traffic issue, okay? What's the procedure, or would it be possible to then say, okay, no parking on the street between X hour and X hour? I mean, I see this all over places. I have a place down in Arizona, it's like that everywhere.
We currently do that for snow route, but if that was the pleasure of the board, it would need to be posted so law enforcement could enforce it. So the on-street parking is more of an enforcement issue than it is a traffic issue. That road is adequate for traffic, the size and the width are correct, but there is some on-street parking that quite gets a little bit out of hand.
So that there's a potential remedy to that issue.
It would be enforcement.
Okay. Where's the cops when we need them? Yes,
Would you guys like to hear from Scott at Pine Valley Church? Because I know some of the questions were in regards to the church and.
no, because as far as I'm concerned, the church has nothing to do with it. The fact that it's a good use or not good use, to me, it's a land use issue, and that's what we're here for.
Well, it just seems to be clear that the access of their future projects has no impact on our proposal, so.
Okay, any more discussion up here? No? Any comment from staff or more information you want to provide us before we get to the vote issue?
I think everything's been provided.
No? Okay. All right, so we have, Nancy, you were saying you were going to have a change on recommendation number 1, I think, yeah?
Yeah, bring them up. On condition 3, it's worded a little awkwardly. The last sentence says, "An agreement with the ditch company shall be required prior," right now it says, "prior to Town of Bayfield approval of the development and prior to construction." It doesn't work so I'd suggest you eliminate the words "prior to the Town of Bayfield approval of the development," and the sentence should read, "The ditch company shall be required prior to construction."
Okay, got it. Okay, so I'll entertain a motion to do something. So we have 3 choices. We can approve with conditions, we could deny it, or we can continue it. What's the pleasure of the commission? You 3 gotta work on that.
Let me see the 3.
3 just says, continue hope use by review specific direction stack, so with some specific direction. So if we continue it, the theory is, we say, we're gonna continue it and we'd like you to answer this or resolve this or something like that.
I know you're looking at me.
No, I'm looking down at her. She's hiding down there. I shouldn't have taken the role of the chairman, because I could have made a motion. But you can't, as chairman. You can vote, but you can't make the motion.
Mr. Chair, I'd make a motion that we table this until we get more information on the drainage issue. Like Ms. Katzos was bringing up, that's one of our biggest issues, is the drainage. And so until it's,
We're eliminating drainage from Dove Ranch.
Okay, all right, that's what you're looking for?
yep,
Okay. Anyone else, do I have a second? Or an alternative, or an alternative motion?
My problem is the traffic. That's, I mean, that road is a steep road, like today with snow, it would just be a nightmare.
I actually drove up there before I came to the meeting, so.
You saw what it was looking like.
Yeah, but it's no worse than where I live, but that's another story.
Yeah. Well, you want safety for kids going into school. I motion that we, what would you say, the first part?
the drainage is my biggest issue.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not against the academy coming in, but it's, it's gonna be an ongoing issue even with the current proposals going on, so.
Did you want to add the traffic question to that too?
I'll second his motion to add the traffic question to that, because to me, there's gotta be a way to come in from the other side.
Okay, so we have a motion, we have a second, and it is specific to those two specific questions to be resolved or not resolved in the future. Do we want to put a time limit? Staff, how long do you think it would take you to sort of suss through that? Derek, it's your problem now.
They've addressed drainage and traffic to the satisfaction of the town's engineers. It might not take them any time to perhaps bring their engineers to your meeting.
Okay.
So you can quiz them better and
Okay.
get all your questions addressed. We have a meeting next Tuesday.
Too much on that one, I'm
It's
sorry.
very, very full.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work, and I hate to delay them, because they've already been delayed, but, yep, well, I've had other projects that went longer, but that's another story. So,
We're about to be on our fifth planning
I know,
director, and
I know, it's nothing I can do.
your engineers have approved our drainage plan. It removes any load from Dove Ranch. I don't
Okay.
understand.
But I have to allow the commission to do what they're been assigned to do. We have a question that needs to be answered by one of the commissioners or two of the commissioners about the drainage, just clarification,
And the traffic.
and the traffic. And, assuming that gets resolved in a reasonably quick manner, who knows?
I would like the opportunity to talk to the engineers. The fact that people keep using the fact that that one access was going to be the access for 320 homes with the way that Brad Elder did this whole development, that doesn't hold a lot of weight with me. Sorry.
Okay. So staff, do you kind of understand what the motion is about?
We understand, I believe, I'm wondering, can you pick a date?
Yeah, why not? I mean, we've got meetings scheduled all over the place now. Christmas Day. What?
I'm gonna be on a sleigh helping Santa.
Okay, that's a good
That's right, you got
excuse.
that prior commitment.
So we already have one scheduled for, a planning commission meeting scheduled for December 9th, correct?
Correct.
16th?
That's a town board meeting.
Well, they should stop.
I'm fine with that.
Tell them.
7? 17th is a problem for me. 15th, which is like next week? No, 2 weeks. Today's the 3rd.
Week and
12
a
days,
half.
12 days away?
I'd say the 15th or the 18th.
Week of the 15th doesn't work.
Next regularly scheduled meeting's January 6th.
It's a long stretch.
I'd just like to point out that our drainage plan has been in the town's hands since
13th.
March 19th.
So what does staff say?
Next regularly scheduled meeting is the 13th of January.
Right, but we've already shuffled schedules around for other stuff, so I'm just wondering if we can somehow find a date to expedite it a little bit and just have that particular issue on the agenda?
Because of the holidays, I would think that we should put it off at least until that first week of January.
January 10th?
No, December 10th.
Oh. Next Wednesday?
Anybody mention next Wednesday?
Which is the 10th?
10th?
Do you know that our engineers are gonna be able to?
Yeah, I don't know that you'll be able to do it that quickly and get the experts here.
If they don't pick the date, we have to renotice, which means 15 days to the neighbors and in the newspaper.
We don't
So
wanna
that's
do
why
that.
I'm trying to get them to pick a date now.
We already did that twice.
Right.
Yeah.
Town board meeting on the 10th.
You guys said you had a town board meeting on the 16th, too.
Yeah,
How many of those you have?
it's a special meeting so we can approve our budget. It shouldn't last more than 15 minutes to a half hour.
So maybe we can schedule around that.
Perhaps, yeah, I'm just.
Yeah,
letting you
okay,
know.
fair enough. Yes, what? So apparently there is, on the 16th, there is 10th,
Yeah,
on the 10th. Well, he's wondering if he can get his engineers here by the 10th, that's only a week.
Where are the engineers located? Where are they coming out of?
There's a special board meeting here on the 10th.
Yes,
That's budget meeting.
it's a budget, it's only to approve the budget.
Yep, it's just for budget
It
adoption.
should be
What time?
Before the 15th. 6:30.
6:30, and it should be no 15 minutes, half hour
Yeah,
tops.
we did 7 o'clock.
So if we
we
were,
could do it at 7.
7? He asked the question about where your engineer is located.
Our civil engineer's here, our traffic engineer is out of area, out of Grand, I believe Grand Junction.
But they could
We
appear
can
on
have
the
a Zoom
Zoom.
link available. Just like this.
Yeah, I mean, I can see if they're available the 10th.
Okay, let's do that. So let's amend your motion to where we're gonna continue it until date specific of December 10th, specifically to address the drainage issue and the traffic issue.
Date and time.
At,
7 o'clock on December 10th.
or as soon thereafter as
Directly
the
following the town special meeting.
Yeah,
Directly to phone.
well, we need to let the air clear because they're talking about budget, so.
So we're gonna go through this whole process again?
We're gonna specifically address traffic questions that the commission has and the drainage issues that the commission has. That's it. That's the only two things we're gonna talk about. As opposed to everything else.
So will there be public comment then at that meeting?
Has to be. But we can narrow the scope
close the public hearing.
to sort of move the thing along a little bit.
Folks that haven't spoken today.
Somebody who spoke today can, but, again, yeah, the object is to make this as expeditious as possible. If the if the, hey, it's not my, okay? You can get combative with me, but it's not gonna work.
Or we can withdraw the motion and deny it.
Right.
Totally. That would be an option.
So we don't want, you know.
But we're giving you the option
To address.
to address these issues. Okay?
They've been addressed, but we will address them further as needed.
Okay,
All right.
there you go. All right, so I have a motion, an amended motion on the floor. You second that one?
Second.
Okay, all, call roll, please.
Commissioner Lyon,
Yes.
Commissioner Tenza,
Yes.
Commissioner Ah. Oh, my bad. Sorry. Commissioner Nyberg
Yes.
and Commissioner O'Shea Heidinger.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll continue this until December 10th, 7 o'clock. You're certainly welcome to come earlier and listen to the town talk about their budget. And hopefully we can resolve the issues and figure out where we're going from here. I'm sorry we couldn't do it tonight. So sometimes things are out of that control, and that's how life goes. But that's why you have a commission, and you're always welcome to sit on a commission and see how that all works out. But okay, so then we'll move on to the next item on the agenda. Thank you. If you guys all want to leave, we'll take a quick break while you stand up and go out. Huh?
That's clear in the room.
Better than,
Are these guys here?
I don't know. David Black's here because he came before the thing. Huh? He said no. I agree with you.
I like how you run your meetings.
Yeah?
Yeah, you're awesome.
Just move it along.
Moving along.
Keep it light.
They're allowed to ask questions, and still vote. If
Boy, you guys are,
there's an opinion,
you guys in the front row here, you're gluttons for punishment, aren't you? Hey, no talking amongst yourself.
He's
Joking.
How do you know I was joking?
Yeah, don't share. It's okay.
It's just a bunch of NIMBYs.
Let me get the sheriff to move these guys along. Okay, we're going to get back to the meeting. Meeting is reopened. The next agenda item is approval of the minutes of October 14th, 2025. Do I have a motion or questions or changes?
I motion to approve those minutes.
Okay, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Roll, please.
Commissioner Lyon,
Yes.
Commissioner Tenza,
Yes,
Commissioner Nyberg,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Shea Heidinger,
Yes.
and you can vote on
and
that.
Mayor Ah.
There you go.
I'm gonna abstain because I wasn't there.
Oh, fair enough. Okay. All right, so that's good. Last item on the agenda tonight is the interview and recommendation of the Planning Commission applicants David Black, Vaughn Morris, and Bucky Ransford. Planning Commission, please by motion vote to recommend 2 of the 3 to fill the 2 vacancies we have. So, let's do it alphabetically. That would be David Black. Come on up and tell us about what you want, what you think. And you better state your name for the record, too.
I can Google you if you want to read that.
You want to Google me? You can do that.
Wait, Jeremy, can you get the door, please?
So my name's David Black. And I guess I'm stupid because I want to be on that board up there. For whatever it's worth, I have served on the Planning Commission in the past. Probably 2 or 3, maybe 4 years. Around the 2000s. I was also on the County Planning Commission, first as an alternate, then as a regular member, and then as the chairman for probably 5 or 6 years. While I was on that planning commission, we did the Animas, or the Water District And we also did a lot of the oil and gas regulations. And you certainly know how long that would have taken, having sat through a planning commission meeting or two. I mean, they went on and on and on, and it wasn't uncommon to get 500-page books to read for these things. At any rate, I'm available to serve. I know about the town. I've lived here since 1994. I've watched it grow. The one thing I bring to the table, probably more than anybody else, is institutional memory. And I remember Dove Ranch. Dove Ranch came across the Planning Commission when I was serving, so I'm familiar with it. There's a lot of others that went through over the course of time. I've also gone through the planning process as an applicant. It's one of the reasons why I quit the Planning Commission the second time, because I had a subdivision in process. I kind of take issue with the town on that, because they let me go through the entire process and not having sewer capacity, and then wouldn't sign off on the subdivision when it was all said and done. So I have a fully platted subdivision that would sit right where the Beep School is. So just so you know that I spend money freely on engineers and the like. And to that end, watching what you guys did to these applicants here tonight, come on. These people have been here for I don't know how many times. They deserve an answer. Thank you very much.
Okay, let's see. Vaughn Morris.
Vaughn Morris, 523 Dove Ranch Road. So thanks for this opportunity. My interest in serving is I've been in the community for 18 years. My professional service is helping kids and families, and I just think that being able to balance some of the things in Bayfield around growth and maintaining the heritage. My great-grandparents were residents of Bayfield, so I've been coming here since I was a wee lad, and would just, like the opportunity to continue to serve my community. I've been a trustee at the library for way too long. That term is coming to an end. I was part of the multi-event center task force for the county, and I'm just ready to jump in the fray. You can only sit in the sidelines for so long before you have to step in. So appreciate your consideration, and happy to serve in any way, shape, or form I can to continue to make Bayfield the best place on earth to live. Thanks.
Thank you. Oh, let's see. I guess we got to do Bucky Ransford next, since you're the last one. And I did do it in alphabetical order.
You did well.
noticed.
Congratulations.
I can do my alphabets.
Hello, I'm Bucky Ransford, 612 Louisiana Drive. I've been a resident of Bayfield for 37 years, born and raised here actually. And I would like an opportunity to be a part of some of the decision-making that happens in our town. I'm well aware of a lot of the stormwater issues. I sit on the Los Pinos Ditch Board with Paul, and we see a lot of the problems that are happening and some of the, I guess, the poor planning further downstream. And so I would like an opportunity to help with some of that. I am a local contractor, so I'm aware of projects and the process with land use code and things of that nature. And I'm also a rancher. So although I want to see growth, I want to see growth sensibly. I sat on the work group for creating the ag zone, and I really enjoyed that. I had a good time. That's where I met you. And yeah, other than that, that's kind of my thoughts.
Okay, fair enough.
Thank you.
So here's what I'd like to do if staff will agree to this, okay?
Can I have my pen back?
No. I would like to have those three names put on a piece of paper, handed to us up here. We will pass them along the commission members, and we'll put a mark or whatever we want for whatever two we want to vote for. And then you guys will tabulate it and figure out who the winner is. Kind of like a secret ballot. But since we don't have little pieces of paper, this will work
Okay,
just as well.
we're working on
Okay.
it. Would you ask them all a question for me?
Yeah.
Are you, raise your hands, are you available the second Tuesday of every month? And will you commit to being at the meeting?
John Sexter.
On time.
And I want to speak to that issue.
Yeah.
I missed one planning commission in 5 years. One planning commission meeting in 5 years. It's 20 miles to the meeting and it's 20 miles back. I don't care who gets this, but if you take this position,
Better
don't
commit.
keep them out here without a quorum.
Yep,
I mean, good God, these people deserve answers.
fair enough.
Sorry.
Start with him. Don't you always start on the right?
Do you need my pen back?
Not if you're left-handed.
I'll use her.
I knew I needed my pen back for something.
I guess I could shut my computer down now, huh?
Are we supposed to put X's or checks?
Whatever you want.
Whatever you like.
Or you could put
Smiley face.
smiley face,
You can put star.
picture of a dog, I don't
circle,
care.
Square.
Picture of a dog.
That is your pen. Did you guys go off last week?
Twice. Wednesday and Friday. Nice. Cold. No.
Yes.
Wasn't. It wasn't really. Yeah.
Who gets this? Over there?
You're gonna tally them, you're gonna announce them.
A little chilly.
So how far was my drive, that last drive?
So, assuming we get two, so that everybody voted for two maybe, how long, so it has to go before the town board
This is
next?
a recommendation, it will go to the town board.
Can it go to their next meeting?
On the 16th, and then
I don't know if it's
after
on
the
the next meeting or
16th,
not. I
you'll
don't know
have
if it's
a
on
full-
for the I'm assuming it's on for the, is that the 16th?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's for for the 16th, but I don't know that. I haven't seen the agenda yet.
Okay, announce, Mr. Planning Manager.
Okay. We have 5 votes for Bucky Ransford, 3 for Vaughn Morris, and 1 for David Black.
Okay. David, thank you for volunteering and coming on up, and the other two?
Well, the
Suckers.
town board The
Okay.
town board will consider all 3.
Okay, all right. Oh, these are just recommendations. You're still in running. All right, that takes care of everything. I'll entertain a motion to, unless anybody else has, any other commissions have anything else to talk about tonight? Staff? No? I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second?
Anybody?
Second.
Concerns are valid.
I think that's it.
Well, what do you think?
I think you did a great job.
So you guys played.
I like it.
Move along. Move along, keep it light.
Remember I hit the drive and I left?
Don't let them intimidate you.
Right?
Oh.
Where's that line? That's always.
No, I did pick the ball up. What did I do with it?
It was a foul ball.
Was it?
I think it was short of the trees on the right.
So finally got rid of, St. Bart's.
There's 2 ways to get into Taylor Circle. So one by the
Get it off the ballot.
I don't remember.
But like, this whole Christian too.
This guy? Yeah, I mean, they put a lot of time into it. I can understand that. But, you know, traffic is an issue. But you know what? If somebody put a bunch of houses in there, you can still have traffic.
Right.
I'm gonna try it out
I'd rather
yet.
have houses up there than.
Yeah? I'd rather have a school up there.
Would you?
Yeah.
Either
It's
way.
not, it's not heavy use.
We got on that 9th grade.
Well, You do?
told you.
This guy lined up to put it, we were playing.
I was too generous?
Maybe just past Matt, right? He didn't cut it this way.
Thank you, thank you.
This way, like 90 degrees. And he cut it, and it came down, he almost.
The key is to get the results within the guidelines that you have. That's it. How you get there, who cares? You know?
But you got there.
We got there.
This is even
Thank you.
tap in over Zoom if needed.
Yeah, I gotta go across the other side of town.
I'm guessing that was so that's an acceleration, a deceleration going in,
Yeah.
acceleration coming out, and it's gotta be in both directions. But so you're looking at 2 more lanes in each direction.
But they're gonna have to do that anyway for all these.
The church is, but they're not part of the church.
No more damage to
Make
my
them do what
property.
the church is. That's a church
You
project.
need to go to the church and say,
I
fuck
can't promise you nothing.
Hey, you know what? Simple solution. And I've seen this happen elsewhere.
Have to go to your
A rich person comes in, puts a donation in to solve that problem, and it's happened elsewhere.
She's kind of a
You're welcome. Nice seeing you.
You just met her.
I
can read.
Thanks, guys.
I read people pretty good, Jerry.
And I think, well, I wouldn't like that, because that really inconveniences the residents, but you can restrict the times. They're all over the place.
But that's not gonna, that's harder to enforce.
David Black
It's easier to enforce it.
If we write enough parking tickets, we can afford another cop.
yeah, but no, but when you.
Well, we don't enforce any fines, and all the fines go to Durango.
Well, you got a budget meeting coming up, change that.
Well,
It's gotta be.
yeah, but if you have your house, you don't want a fucking sign out front that says you can't park between X and Y.
Why?
Because it's your fucking house.
There's places that have signs, again, that say you can't park here on Tuesdays because they're gonna do street sweeping or
I lived with
trips.
that, I lived in L.
So what's the difference between
34 years.
that
I know what
and you
you're
can't park here every day between
Because right now.
7 and 9?
Because right now it's not there.
Oh, so it is.
And Jim Bob's sitting on his fucking easy chair watching TV, and you know why, but it's moving.
15 minutes, 3 days a week.
Yeah, the thing is, have
Yeah, it's almost like that.
you looked at that street?
I was gonna do it.
Yep.
You saw
So
it.
it's
I
next.
know there was a lot of.
And then you turn into that, yeah, the guy, all those cars are, in trailers are parked there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're gonna go. They're not gonna stay there.
I was kind of surprised.
They're parked all the way across that.
One of them will point in, the two of them will point in.
Hell, there's a boat blocking that entrance.
Yeah.
My thing
It's
is,
a private parking lot at this point.
yeah, well, my thing is,
It is a dedicated road.
And all this comes down to enforcement of the regulation,
Get up
whether
early,
you
huh?
like it or not.
How long the drive is?
Hire a private investigator.
I don't know, we don't have.
but it's a slam dunk.
Can't we have the county write tickets for that? Why not?
Because it's in the town of Bayfield.
Well, let's get rid of it then.
But didn't,
Yeah, right. Grab you cold or something.
Hey, there's places that have done that. A lot of places have done that.
Safe travel.
I don't know that they did,
Yeah.
because I thought the whole,
13 million from some guy.
I thought the whole rodeo arena was nixed by them.
Should these minutes be done by
Oh, are they?
They got all
That's gonna be an ugly meeting. They want
Okay, I'll try. All right.
And so why not
I don't think they have.
build the lanes
Okay.
and put whatever you
They
want
were
there,
all
but just go
here.
They're gonna wanna
They heard
rezone.
it.
Okay.
Meeting's still open.
Right,
Also need to check my final schedule, because finals are
Right.
next week.
so they can have cows.
now so they have horses in the RV park.
RV is
They'll be here anyway.
See if you'd be happy about it.
I don't get it, why it's under that.
we have some major revisions we need with our code.
Nicole did that.
We have some major revisions.
Well, that's the new guy, where'd he go?
He's ducked out of here because he's in this place. Nuts.
But it would solve, isn't that the